Hey kids, it's the Missing and Fly here, hope you're well. Now I've had a number of people of late ask me, how do I go about choosing which of my bikes to ride? I'm very lucky in that I've got 4 bikes and they're all very different. And variation on that question is which of my bikes is my favourite? Well, I can't really answer which is my favourite because I love them all. It's a bit like asking which is your favourite child. But I do have what I think are good reasons for having 4 different bikes, so stick around, stay tuned to this video and I'll tell you what I use each of my bikes for and the specific things I like about each bike and what makes them different to each other. The big BMW is just a mile muncher. It's very comfy, it's got bags of power and it's great if you're going to do the long distance touring. The little Street Triple is another one of those bikes that makes me feel like a youngster. To my mind it looks like a motorcycle should look. It takes me back I think to when I was a youngster and motorbikes looked like this, albeit the Street Triple of course is a modern take on what a motorbike should look like, but it's got all the retro I need in that it's a Triumph, which I just think is a great thing. I love the fact that I've got a Triumph in the garage and I can't ever see me having a garage without one, and it just looks and sounds right. So the Panigale, of course, a different bike altogether than my others. All my bikes are different, but this is particularly different. This is one that needs to be treated with the utmost respect at all times. I'm not saying the others don't, but this is very much, again, a grown-up's bike. The BMW is a proper grown-up's bike. It's big, it's stable. It's the sort of thing that kids don't ride. So it's kind of the opposite of some of the other bikes. It doesn't make me feel young, it makes me feel old. There I go, adding to the old man's image of the GS. But sometimes big stable bikes are what you need. The Street Triple is the perfect A and B road scratcher. It's my go-to bike if I want to just go out for a summer's evening blast on some reasonable roads. They don't have to be massive, but you don't want to go out on the really rough stuff as well, because she's a great bike again to be a bit of a hooligan on, so you might want to wind her up a bit. So the little CRF, a number of things that make this different to my other bikes. First and foremost, it's got the least power of all my bikes and it's got the least weight. And both those things I quite like. The least weight because it makes it completely unintimidating, as does the lack of power. It's a bit like riding a mountain bike, it's just you don't have to pedal, and I absolutely love that about it. The Panigale, not for the faint-hearted. It's another one of those heart bikes that when you open the garage door and you see it, the thing is just drop dead gorgeous and beautiful. And there is no practical reason for owning a bike that has the performance that this has on the road, really, except it's just a lovely thing to own and a lovely thing to ride. Of course, the BMW is one of these bikes that's labelled as an adventure bike, so theoretically, of course, like my CRF, it is a go-anywhere bike. You can take the thing off-road, do far tracks and all that, but let's face it, it's a big old heavy beast, and not only that, it's very expensive, so I don't use it for going off-road. I've never been off-road on it. I don't have any intention of going off-road. Really, this is my long-distance touring bike. But I do like the fact and the idea that it's got that sort of adventure-y, rugged looks about it. You can tour on the Street Triple. She's perfectly comfortable for all-day riding. And fine even on things like this, dual carriage rate at 70 miles an hour, no problem. Of course, being a naked bike, you possibly wouldn't want to do it for days on end if you're doing a big tour, because it can be a bit fatiguing in the old wind blast. On the little CRF, I like that it's simple. There's no electronics to mess around with. You don't have to fiddle about with settings, ABS, traction control, all that. Although, of course, they all have their place. This is a simple little bike, single cylinder, easy to understand how it operates, and easy to ride. Now, the Panigale has no business on back lanes or bad B roads. You really need good B roads or A roads for this bike. It needs plenty of space and room to do its thing. And spring has really sprung today. It's absolutely gorgeous out on the bike. One of those glad to be alive sort of days. Great fun little bike. And again, another one of those little bikes that I like because it's simple. No electronics, not even ABS on this 2012 model, which actually I would quite like. But it's just a basic bike, it's fun. It looks great. It's just an honest little machine. And on the little CRF, of course, I just love the fact that it's a go-anywhere bike. Although I can theoretically go anywhere on the big BMW, I wouldn't do it because, one, I haven't got the skill. Two, I'm likely to drop it and damage a very expensive bike. The little CRF is cheap to buy and run, and if I do drop it, it's not the end of the world. Although, obviously I try to look after all my bikes. But, the fact is I'm not particularly scared of the bike, and I'm not scared of giving it a try. So it gives me access to all sorts of places that I wouldn't otherwise go. This road being a classic, although this isn't a green lane, I probably wouldn't bring any of my other bikes down here, not out of choice anyway. So the Ducati Panigale is expensive, impractical, uncomfortable, gorgeous Italian Exotica, and that's what makes it such a joy to have, the fact that it is an exotic motorcycle. Every ride on the Panigale is an experience. I love the fact that the big Beamer is absolutely laden with electronics. It's a super high-tech bike. Not only does it have ABS as you'd expect, which is switchable of course, but it's got traction control, it's got electronic suspension that adjusts itself on the fly. It's got multiple riding modes, so you can adjust the way it feels to the mood you're in. I just love all that. I love the high-tech nature of the bike, which is odd because on some of the other bikes like the Triumph and the CRF, I like the fact that they're simple. So how does that work? Let's give the Trumpet a drink, get us a motion lotion. So if I'm in the mood for a bit of off-road exploration, or going down some little lanes that I don't know where they go, or I just want some no frills fun, then it's the little CRF that I choose and drag out of the man cave. I love it. It's a great little bike. The Panigale once again is a high-tech weapon. It's got every conceivable electronic aid, traction control, ABS again, riding modes. It's even got an electronic clutch thingy, and of course a quick shifter. And of course the thing that the big BMW absolutely excels at is big miles touring. High speed, comfortable. Hello, it's a good person. You could ride on the bike all day on roads like this, cruising along. Absolutely no stress on the engine, no wind buffet, comfortable on my backside, nice and upright, back's not giving me any jip. So I'm doing a long journey, then this is the bike I choose. The Street Triple being so light and nimble and agile makes it an excellent bike for riding in towns. And again, if I'm going to be going into town, say into London, then the Street Triple is invariably the bike of choice, but it's great for filtering. Makes quite a bit of noise so traffic can hear you. Perfect for that. The other thing that the CRF gives me that the other bikes don't give me so much, maybe the Triumph does a bit, but it sort of takes me back to my childhood in a way. I used to love, I think it was a Yamaha DT50, which was a sort of beginner bike come moped that all the teenagers used to have when I was a lad. I wasn't allowed to have one because my parents wouldn't let me have a bike when I was a kid. And I completely understand why that is. But I was kind of jealous of those that had them, and it was the DTs that I really liked, and I guess this little CRF sort of reminds me of that. Out of the way, sir. Come on. Off you go. And even though this is a throbbingly huge 250, it does remind me, it looks very much like a trials bike that I remember as a kid, so that's something that I like about the CRF. So what business do I have having a bike like a Panigale? I'm a sensible chap. Well, I just love the thing. Its exotic looks blew me away when I first saw it. I love it. It really does make my heart skip when I open the garage. But primarily why I bought it is because I want to try a few track days. So I've got a few of those planned, and hopefully I'll be taking the camera along, and we'll see what this baby can properly do on a track. Although of course the 899 out of all the Panigales is the one with the most impeccable road manners. So it is a good bike to ride on the road too. So I'm looking forward to doing some shortish tours on it this year. I'm not going to be going thousands of miles on it. That's what I got the Beamer for. But certainly some days away on it would be really good fun. The other thing, of course, about the big Beamer is it's just an uber practical bike. If you want to carry stuff with the big old panniers on it, because you're going away for a few nights, say, or you just want to pop to the shops and buy a few bags of groceries, then the BMW can do that. I can't do that on any of my other bikes, really. So it might sound a bit boring, but actually it's just a very practical bike. It's very easy to live with, and as a do-anything bike, or just a workhorse, it's my go-to vehicle. So the Street Triple is one of those heart purchase bikes, if you know what I mean. It's one of those bikes that when you open the garage door and you look at it, you think, ah, that's mine, that's great, that is. And I love that about the bike. It so happens it's practical too, but actually I just love the whole ownership thing. I love the fact that it's a Triumph. I love the fact that it's British. And when I open the garage door, my heart skips a little beat when I see it. Being a single, you can't get into too much trouble with the CRF, and it sounds absolutely amazing. You can use the whole capability of the bike. You know, you can be flat out on it, and you're still only doing 60 miles an hour, so you can't get into too much trouble on the CRF, and that I like about it. If you're just feeling in a hooligan mood, you're less likely to kill yourself if you're a hooligan on this bike, rather than my others. Amazing red kites here diving down for some carrion on the road. Can you see that? Unbelievable. So the whole why do you need many bikes question, it's a bit like, you know, why do you need many pairs of shoes, or why do you need many handbags if you're a woman, or, you know, stuff like that. You need different bikes for different purposes. Kind of obvious, really. And I know I'm very fortunate to be in the position to be able to afford different bikes that take my fancy for different purposes. If I could only have one bike though, it would be this, the big Beamer. So I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Missing and Flyer. Cheerio.